Trustee Gerwis.
Aye.
And trustee Walk.
That's funny.
I'll let you use the buttons on the next one.
Habits are hard to break.
That's it.
Next on the agenda is audience business. This is an opportunity for anybody in the audience to address the Board of Trustees at this time. Is there anybody in the audience that wishes to address the Board of Trustees? Seeing none, we'll move on. Boulder County Sheriff's Office report, Sergeant Christ.
From here to there.
Whichever you prefer, sir.
It's been so long, I forgot.
You've got to turn on his microphone. It's on your microphone.
Oh, and where is it?
There we go. There we go.
That was luck.
Well, I have a pretty short report. It's what a crazy 2 years, right? I'm used to looking at all you guys in little square faces like this. That's about how I'm gonna recognize everybody. But so I just have a few things for my report. Obviously, the big thing that we tackled this week was the Larimer County fire. Came dangerously close to lines, but they got on it quick. So a huge shout out to Chief Zick and his crew, the Larimer County guys, Pinewood, Hygiene, everybody that responded up there did a fantastic job. That wind was pretty crazy, and we're all on post-traumatic stress disorder from the Marshall and Superior stuff. So that got a little too close to home. So I want to say they all did a great job. Thanks to the town staff too. I met up with Town Administrator Simonson. We attended some briefings, had some plans in place for evacs and things like that. So a lot of people worked some extra hours over the weekend when that fire broke out. So I would thank everybody for that. As far as the sheriff's office goes, a few things. Deputies Kugel and Garcia, those are our two new day shift officers. They're really settling into town well, doing a good job out on foot patrol as much as they can, taking to the town really good. So I'm getting good reports from them. We're about 30 days out or so from the end of the school year. So we'll have Deputy Roseborough and Deputy Rosales, our SROs. They will backfill day shifts. So we'll have some extra bodies floating around town during the day shift hours. So we're thankful for that. And then still pushing forward with the flock cameras. We're going to deviate a little bit from our original plan with CDOT. They're just dragging their feet too much for the site selection. So we're going to look for ulterior or alternative locations on town property. Won't really affect too much of the strategy of where the placement is, but it'll get the cameras up sooner, which will be a big help. So that's basically my entire report. In the spirit of Trustee Rogan, I am grateful to have the honor to have worked with all of you guys for the last 2 years, and you've done a fantastic job. Thank you for your services.
Thank you, sir. Are there any questions for Sergeant Cruz? Thank you. Stay safe, sir.
Thank you.
Trustee reports, Trustee Law.
Like this?
Yes, the middle button.
How's that? Does that work?
No, it has to
It's
turn
gotta
green.
turn.
Which one?
No.
This one. Okay.
Yeah, we never had basic training on this. did we? It's been a, I'll just say in the report, it's just been a great 2 years. It's given me a wonderful insight into how this.
In the spirit of Trustee Rogan, I am grateful to have the honor to have worked with all of you guys for the last 2 years, and you've done a fantastic job. Thank you for your service.
Yeah.
There we go. Muted him, sorry.
I especially want to call out the leadership of Mayor Angelo and Mayor Pro Tem Browning. They've been rocks during these 2 years, getting us through a lot of difficult issues. That's all I have to say. And I wish my new incoming trustees the best of luck.
Trustee Miller.
I would like to say that I am extremely grateful for the privilege of serving this town for the last 6 years. I am also really happy to be done. This the last 2 years has been really difficult on Zoom. It's been really hard to not be in person. And I feel like there's a big difference between seeing somebody on a computer screen and seeing somebody in person is just less personal. But I think that all in all, we persevered through some pretty difficult stuff. And I appreciate you guys through the rough waters, even though I wanted to strangle you on occasion. That being said, thank you all for your service as well, and I wish you the best. Onward.
Thank you. For the last time, Trustee Rogan.
Thank you, Mayor. Wow, it's been a heck of a 2 years, and I just wanna thank staff for sticking it out through this and doing such a phenomenal job. And my fellow trustees and mayor, I've learned so much from all of you, and I am incredibly grateful. And I think I learned that you can learn the most from the people you agree with the least. And I think that's an important lesson we can all take away. So thank you, appreciate it.
Trustee Careless.
Thank you, Mayor Angelo. I would say I'd be grateful for the staff for 6 years of working. It's actually nice that we didn't have to spend so much time as in 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 1:30 meetings as we did the first 2 to 3 years that Wendy and I were on the board together, starting back in 2016. We had a lot of issues to go through, many issues to go through, and rehashed as projects fell apart. We got new ones, so I appreciate all the work you guys did. A lot of them have moved on. We still have quite a few good ones. We have a lot of good ones, all good staff. But it was for 6 years. It was the first 3 years were really long and hard. And we've come a long way rebuilding our parks, our streets, our infrastructure. We have a long way to go on some of those issues on our capital improvement projects. And I'm thankful for the fellow trustees I got to work with over the last 6 years. The last 2 years were somewhat odd with the Zoom calls or the everything, but actually with scheduling sometimes with all the special meetings we had due to Zoom or due to the crisis that occurred, it actually made it easier to have meetings. We could just hop on wherever we were, and we did, and we persevered. I also like to thank the members of the 2 commissions I served with, which was the Ecology Board and the Utility Engineering Board. Great volunteers all the way around. Really put their heart into what they do. They love what they do, and without that, Lions isn't really Lions. It's what makes Lions great. That's where I got to meet Greg. We didn't always get along on the Ecology Board either. We had discussions. But he was on the board. We worked out pretty darn well, I think. Yeah. To this board, it's pretty tough sometimes. Dealing with COVID, so I like to definitely appreciate all of you. And you, Kenny, I'm making eye contact except you, so I don't know if I'm supposed to look, make eye contact, but hope you're doing well, being stronger. Look forward to seeing you around town more. And I'd like to thank the community for the privilege of serving with you for 6 years. And good luck to the new board. It is fun, believe it or not. Sometimes it's nice to go along, but keep a positive attitude, you persevere and do well. Thank you.
Thank you. Trustee Waugh.
Good evening, everyone. Last meeting, I think I would like to take just a little bit of time to thank everyone who participates in the town of Lyons governance. That includes staff, all the volunteers out there that really contribute to making Lyons great. Being on the board is challenging, especially if you're active in the community. It can be difficult in terms of communicating, and there's a lot of things that can't be done when you're on the board just because of some of the governance. And I think we've talked through some of that this year. So that's part of the reason that I'm not going to be returning to the board. But I know how hard it is and how much difficulty it takes and how much really commitment it takes from from all of the people who are involved in the process, all along the path, from staff to volunteers to the boards and commissions to the trustees. I think, I'd also like to just say that, unfortunately, tonight is the passing of a tremendous amount of knowledge and experience as our board transitions. I wish the new board a tremendous amount of success. I'd like to take this opportunity to say that I think it's time for the town to evaluate, and for the future board to evaluate ways to stagger terms so that we don't have the kind of loss of brain power and experience that we're going to experience tonight as we transition. We have a new board that has quite a bit of experience, but we're losing, I think we're losing, if you do the math, it's almost 40 years of experience of serving on boards in the town. And, it's really going to be impactful to the, really just getting up to speed and all the things that we have to do, some of the things that Trustee Caravas talked about. So with all that said, I think we have an opportunity to continue to grow our town. There's a lot of great things going on in town. And I've appreciated the opportunity to serve, and this will definitely not be the last you hear from me. So I'll see you all at meetings in the future.
Mayor Pro Tem.
Yes, first I'd like to say thanks to the citizens who elected me and the other trustees. That's the most important part of that, is citizen involvement. In that regard, I'd like to thank the volunteers on the Parks Commission that I served as liaison with the last couple of years. They're a hardworking group, and they've got some fun programs coming up here in the next couple of months that you'll be hearing about, so pay attention to those. I'd also like, as others have done, to thank our town staff. I apologize for bugging so many of you with so many questions for so long, but the responses that staff is able to give to board questions are how board members learn about how this town works. And, sorry if I was too much of a pain in the you-know-what, but thank you for all the information that you got back to me with. And finally, I'd like to, since this is a musical town, I'd like to finish and say goodbye with a quote from a song by Waylon Jennings. It's actually written by Roger Miller. And I'm not gonna sing it. Don't worry. But the words are, I've stayed around when I should have moved along. I've been a long time leaving, but I'll be a long time gone.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. Thank you to the board members that have shared a most difficult pandemic impacted term. It was challenging, especially for me, not the most savvy tech geek, but we got through it and we accomplished what we could and implemented policy decisions and finalized projects put into motion by previous boards. We kept what we felt was in the town's best interest always. I'd like to take a few moments to compliment Sergeant Chris. It has been a most difficult time to be an officer of the law. William, you always maintained your professionalism, sense of humor, and a willingness to communicate about any subject. Continue to stay safe, my friend.
Thank you.
Counselor, I have appreciated your guidance through a myriad of issues, hundreds. From very complicated contract negotiations to learning the process of amending amendments to ordinances, voting over each amendment, and finally voting on the ordinance as amended. Oh boy, that wasn't thrilling. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
The staff, and what a staff. Staff continues to acquire yearly grants that enable the town to complete projects and goals that would normally take many more years. They have worked tirelessly and diligently through trying times, and because of their dedication, we are all the better for it. Trust the staff. They are worthy professionals. To this new board, know that you are all my heroes. What you are about to embark on is not an easy journey, but I cannot think of a more important and exciting time in the town of Lyons' history. Congratulations. Staff reports, utility update.
The mayor
So
will
will you turn them on?
Oh, of course.
that microphone.
Mayor, trustees, to our one in-person meeting. So in addition to my report, which was pretty straightforward, I thought there, I wanted to add two other items that I didn't have. One was that the bulk water credit card system is shipping and should be here towards the end of the month. So hopefully we'll be getting the bulk water credit card system up in place. And the other one was the traffic light control has been ordered. I don't have a time frame on that, but that should be shipping too. Otherwise, I was letting the report speak for itself and just seeing if there were any questions.
Are there any last questions? Utility Director Campbell? Seeing none. Finance update. Finance Director Eiston.
You guys are stuck with me on Zoom tonight for the only in-person meeting. But I just wanted to say thank you to the current board. It has been short but sweet, but it has been a pleasure working with you all, and thank you for letting me help educate you on and the the patience you've had with me with learning the town's finances, definitely. So let me share my screen, the mayor's favorite thing for me to do. Okay, so our last update tonight is through March 31st. So the last one that I presented was through the end of January. So this covers 2 months that you haven't seen yet. Sales tax is relatively the same as we were in 2021. There is a slight increase of about 1.97% through February sales collected through April. So that's just a couple $1,000s right now. The local percent for the most recent month is about a 50-50 split between local and non-local. And then this graph just kind of shows you that we're trending pretty closely to 2021. But if you can see through these next upcoming months is when we start to see our increase in sales tax. So I expect that to be relatively the same as well. Our year-to-date revenues and expenditures, we do exceed our revenues and expenditures in all of our funds. Revenues exceed our expenditures in all of our funds, except for the water fund, which is actually expected because right now we have the Longs Peak project that was budgeted in 2021 that's continuing to be spent in 2022. So those budgeted funds roll over. So that is there in the water fund and slightly in the stormwater fund as well, which is also related to the Longs Peak project. But all of the other funds, the revenue do exceed expenditures. In the revenue, year-to-date revenue to the year-to-date revenue budget numbers, they actually exceed the budgeted numbers in all of the funds. So that's great. I do want to point out the large exceedance in the electric fund, and that is due to the reimbursement that we've received from the city of Longmont for their participation in the electric undergrounding and the pump station project. You'll also see those expenditures here on a corresponding slide. The year-to-date expenditures versus the budget projections, we do exceed or lower than the budget projections in the general fund, which you can see here, is a significant difference there. We've got vacancy savings in some of those, and some of them are timings of transfers and other professional services payments. We also are lower in the sanitation fund and the parks and recreation fund. The funds that are higher than the budget projections are the electric fund, the water fund, and the stormwater fund. And those are related to the same projects that I just discussed. So the electric fund expenditures are due to the electric undergrounding and the pump station that are offset by revenue that will be received from the city of Longmont. And then the water and stormwater are due to the Longs Peak project. And then last but not least, we've got the 2022 attorney's fees paid through March, $20,700. And with that, I will open it up for any questions.
Questions for Finance Director Einstein? Seeing none, administrators report.
Thank you. I will also keep this fairly short tonight, but there are a couple items I think the public is interested in. First of all, we have started actively our wildfire mitigation planning with the Lions Fire Protection District. We have met and come up with a strategy to address all of in-town mitigation for this year. So we will be having an assessment of our public properties, a mitigation plan, as well as a plan to meet with members of all the HOAs to talk about them taking more responsibility within their own areas. So we will be rolling that out to the new board on May 2nd. Some strategies there, and then starting to include other parties in that planning as well. Summit Housing is in full construction, grading, overgrading, installation of utilities. I do want to let the public know that construction hours, according to our Lions Municipal Code, are 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., 7 days a week. So we've had a couple calls about that. And that is what they're allowed to do. If you cut it short, it only drags out the project longer. So we do want to make sure the public knows that is our current code regarding that. Comprehensive plan had its second public open house, and the survey is still out there online. So we hope that the trustees that have been involved will continue to be involved with that process and help us to plan our next 20 years as a community. And other than that, we just want to let people know that usually by now the Lions Ditch has been turned on. Usually it's around April 15th. The cold temperatures and the mountains have not warmed up enough to really start our water rising significantly yet. So that will be coming on shortly, as well as in our parks. We're looking toward the last couple days of April or the first week of May, depending on what this week does for heat temperatures. And we have started the mowing of the buyout properties as a mitigation strategy as well. So please take a look at your newsletter. It has all sorts of information of upcoming recreation programs and activities, as well as we will be hosting a curbside pickup in May, as well as a spring cleanup of the river and the trails. So please keep your eyes open for that, and we will hope that we'll get lots of volunteers. And in closing with that, I also want to just acknowledge what a unique and challenging term that we've all had. But despite that, we managed to get a lot done. And I know that there was some data put together about projects and grants and ordinances passed. And despite only meeting virtually, you still were able to accomplish a lot, and you should be really proud of that. So thank you for your service, your time, your energy, and commitment to our community. And enjoy your Monday nights for me.
Any last questions for Administrative Science? Seeing none, legal update, Counselor.
There we go. Just one quick legal update for me, and that is on the Honeywell case. So I know that the case has been combined at this point between the two federal lawsuits. You remember there was a split between one between the town and one between Honeywell. Those have been combined at this point, and a motion to dismiss has been filed. As I mentioned in our last meeting, the magistrate judge in the Town of Lyons case was extremely supportive of the idea that this case should be dismissed. And so we're hopeful that that should happen soon. And so that'd be a great result, getting it back to arbitration and focusing on the actual issue of resolving the issues at the plant, which the case should be about, not procedural theories on federal jurisdiction. And so that's my lone kind of legal update I want to discuss. But I wanted to thank you all for your service. It's been an absolute honor and pleasure working with you all for the past 2 years. It turns out I'm not a virtual AI assistant in a Zoom box. I'm a real person, as some people mentioned tonight. And I wanted to, bring out a couple of things, some of the discussions I had with all of you in the courtyard and some others from the town. First, a short conversation I had with Trustee Browning. This is not an easy job. Being a trustee, it really is a difficult job, and I'm appreciative of how difficult it is. We had some difficult times, but that's only a reflection of how difficult and important the issues are. And so I think we all did really great work. Another the short conversation I had with Trustee Lowell, that was one of the benefits I have of working a lot of different places, to get to see all the different towns and their solutions and the projects they get to work on. And I think that experience has shown me how really fortunate I think we are in Lyons about how many things we have and things that other communities would be really envious of in terms of projects we've undertaken and accomplished, how sophisticated our code is relative, which is hard to believe, I think, sometimes. But it really is extremely sophisticated compared to other places. And that's a reflection of all the work we've done, including on this board. And so I just want to echo the other sentiments that have been said tonight and really thank you all for your service and for a really productive term.
Thank you, Councilman. Madam Clerk, could you please read the consent agenda into the record?
Yes, item 1 are the April accounts payable. Item 2 are the April 4th, 2022 Board of Trustees meeting minutes. And item 3 are the April 11th, 2022 Special Board of Trustees meeting minutes.
Do we have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Any questions or items that any trustees wish to remove from the consent agenda? Seeing none, I'll call for the vote, Madam Clerk.
Oh,
Yeah.
we're gonna do it by light. So
Let's see
great.
if we can get this right.
You're like, right is green and
Left
left is
is
red.
All in favor?
Right.
The consent agenda
Well, I think
passes
There we go.
unanimously.
And Trustee
I think
Watt,
Trustee Watt needs to give a
Thumbs
thumbs
up.
up or thumbs down.
Trustee.
Thumbs up.
Do we have a motion to adjourn, sign done?
So moved.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Any further comments? Seeing none, I'll call for the vote. Congratulations. I use this one.
Dolores will call the meeting.
Okay, the time is 7:33. I call the Monday, April 18th, 2022 Board of Trustees meeting to order.
Judge Brown. This is a picture opportunity for those. It's okay to stand up. Sure, come up here. Here, you can use this.
Do you want to come forward?
They're gonna just.
Stand. Okay, okay, awesome.
You're gonna stand it.
Okay. Just in order.
You can do that or you can, yep, one at a time.
I think I'll start with the mayor. All right, Mayor.
Okay, one at a time, I guess.
If you'd raise your right hand. I, Holly Rogan,
I, Holly Rogan,
do swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
do swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Colorado,
the Constitution of the State of Colorado,
and the Town of Lyons Municipal Code,
and the Town of Lyons Municipal Code,
and faithfully perform the duties of the office
and faithfully perform the duties of the office
of Mayor of the Town of Lyons,
of Mayor of the Town of Lyons,
upon which I'm about to enter.
upon which I'm about to enter.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I will have you. We'll do one at a time. This is a big deal. All right. Stand and raise your right hand. I, Jocelyn Farrell,
I, Jocelyn Farrell,
do swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
do swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Colorado,
the Constitution of the State of Colorado,
and the Town of Lyons Municipal Code,
and the Town of Lyons Municipal Code,
and faithfully perform the duties of the office
and faithfully perform the duties of the office
of trustee of the Town of Lyons,
of trustee of the Town of Lyons,
upon which I am about to enter.
upon which I am about to
Congratulations.
enter. Thank you.
Right, and it's Edding? Is that right? All right, all right. I, Greg Edding,
I, Greg Edding,
do swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
do swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Colorado,
the Constitution of the State of Colorado,
and the Town of Lyons Municipal Code,
and the Town of Lyons Municipal Code,
and faithfully perform the duties of the office
and faithfully perform the duties of the office
of trustee of the Town of Lyons,
of trustee of the Town of Lyons,
upon which I'm about to enter.
of which I'm about to enter.
Congratulations. Stand, raise your right hand. I, Glenn Delman,
I, Glenn Delman,
do swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
do swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Colorado,
the Constitution of the State of Colorado,
and the Town of Lyons Municipal Code,
and the Town of Lyons Municipal Code,
and faithfully perform the duties of the office
and faithfully perform the duties of the office
of trustee of the Town of Lyons,
of trustee of the Town of Lyons,
upon which I'm about to enter.
upon which I'm about to enter.
Congratulations. Raise your hand. I, Ted Elson,
I, Ted Elson,
do swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
do swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Colorado,
the Constitution of the State of Colorado,
and the Town of Lyons Municipal Code,
and the Town of Lyons Municipal Code,
and faithfully perform the duties of the office
and faithfully perform the duties of the office
of trustee of the Town of Lyons,
of trustee of the Town of Lyons,
upon which I'm about to enter.
upon which I'm about to enter.
Congratulations. I, Tanya Daddy,
I, Tanya Dassey,
do swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
do swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Colorado,
the Constitution of the State of Colorado,
and the Town of Lyons Municipal Code,
and the Town of Lyons Municipal Code,
and faithfully perform the duties of
and faithfully perform the duties of
trustee of the Town of Lyons,
trustee of the Town of Lyons,
upon which I'm about to enter.
upon which I'm about to enter.
Congratulations. And I, Paula Williams,
I, Paul Williams,
do swear that I will support the Constitution of the United
do
States
swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and of the State of Colorado,
and of the State of Colorado,
the Town of Lyons Municipal
the
Code,
Town of Lyons Municipal Code,
and faithfully perform the duties of the office
and faithfully perform the duties of the office
of trustee of the Town of Lyons,
of trustee of the Town of Lyons,
upon which I'm about to enter.
on which I am about to enter.
Congratulations. And if you would sign and print names, I'll sign those and get those to Dolores, and it's all official. And I will present this to the mayor.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations, everybody.
Thank you, Deborah. Thank you. Clerk Vasquez, can we have the roll call, please?
Yes. Mayor Rogan,
Present.
trustee Farrell,
Present.
trustee Delman,
Present.
trustee Edding,
Present.
trustee Elson,
Present.
trustee Williams,
Present.
and trustee Dati.
Present.
Excellent, thank you. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda?
I move to approve the agenda.
Do I have a second?
A second.
Is there anything anybody wishes to amend on the agenda? All right, let's vote. Oh, there you go.
Passes unanimously.
Thank you, thank you. This whole voting in person thing is new for all of us. So every meeting is going to include a land acknowledgement, which I will read now, and that is, we must acknowledge with respect as non-native people, the land on which we stand, live, and learn is the traditional territory of the Ute, Cheyenne, and Arapaho peoples. We also recognize the 48 contemporary tribal nations that are historically tied to the lands that make up the state of Colorado. And now it is my great pleasure to appoint Mayor Pro Tem, Trustee Farrell. And we're going to move on to new trustee reports. Obviously, we haven't been attending commission meetings, et cetera, except for me. So I'll start with Trustee Delman, if you want to speak a few words to our community, and then we'll move along going this way.
I would just like to thank everybody, the town staff, Victoria. They provided us with excellent training, although there's still a lot to learn. And I just have to say that I'm happy to be part of a town that people are so involved, and it's a great town.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm feeling really humble sitting up here. I'm sitting in Wendy Miller's spot. She was here for 6 years. And I don't know if I'm gonna say this without crying. I'm just really grateful for all the work of all these people volunteering time and the staff work so hard, and we've come so far since the flood. And it's really just because this whole community just cares so much, and everybody just shows up and everybody gets involved. I just want to say thank you all for showing up tonight and being a part of this. This is democracy at work.
You guys left me the joke. I'd like to thank everybody that voted for us. Some campaign, a long campaign. We all persevered. No, I'd just like to say, I've been on the PCDC for a while, and through that time, I was able to work with Council Dittman, Town Administrator Simonson, and Dolores Vasquez, and a bunch of other people, and you're a big reason I ran. I wouldn't have done it if it wasn't for you guys, and I'm really looking forward to working with the town staff. Thank you.
I'm very grateful to be here this evening. It was a pleasure being a board of trustees a few years ago and to be on the PCDC. It has been a very positive learning curve. And so it feels so good to be back in here again. And I'm grateful for everybody that showed up this evening. And I'm really looking forward to serving for this community and for you.
Hello. So yes, I'm very excited to be here. Just like Trustee Delman said, the training we got was fantastic. The extra time was great. The town staff was fantastic. There's honestly nothing that I have not liked about this town since we got here in 2019. So just want to be part of it, be involved, and I'm looking forward to what we can do. Thank you.
So my work takes me all over the nation, all over North America, all over the world speaking. I could live anywhere. I choose to live here. I love this town. I've been here for 15 years, and I'm sure I will make lots of mistakes. But working together, maybe we can move things in a good direction. That is my hope. That is my prayer. It's an honor and a pleasure.
Well, Greg stole my joke. Trustee Eddie stole my joke. I could not be more humbled and pleased to be working with this incredible group of trustees who are so intelligent and thoughtful and kind, and with this incredibly talented and hardworking staff to a person. So I'm thrilled to be in a position of leadership in this town, and I really hope I do a good job. And I'm sure if I don't, I'll hear about it, which is also great. And I have a proclamation, my first mayoral proclamation that I will read into the record. A proclamation by the Board of Trustees of the Town of Lyons, Colorado, committing to standards of respect and consideration. Whereas the Town of Lyons, Colorado recognizes that working together for the common good is a long-held community value. Whereas the Board of Trustees, Board, holds that every individual is equally deserving of respect, kindness, compassion, and empathy. Whereas the board understands that the community is best served when every individual feels safe to express their expertise, thoughts, and opinions. And whereas the board desires to continually improve the quality of communications with each other, with town staff, and with the community. Now, therefore, the Board of Trustees of the Town of Lyons hereby proclaims, Section 1, that the Board of Trustees of the Town of Lyons hereby commits to treating each other and every individual before it with respect, kindness, compassion, and empathy. Section 2, that the Board of Trustees of the Town of Lyons hereby commits to assuming every trustee, staff member, and individual before it is acting with positive intentions. Section 3, that the clerk of the Town of Lyons shall affix the seal of the Town of Lyons to this proclamation given under my hand and seal of the Town of Lyons this 18th day of April, 2022, Holly Rogan, Mayor. All right, we have more mayoral appointments. The board liaison appointments are as follows. Trustee Elson, Sustainable Futures Commission and Ecology Advisory Board. Trustee Dati, Economic Vitality Commission and Housing and Human Services Commission. Trustee Williams, Historic Preservation Commission. Trustee Delman gets Parks and Rec. Trustee Edding to the Utilities and Engineering Board and Student Advisory Commission. And Mayor Pro Tem Farrell to the Planning and Community Development Commission. Oh, and me to the Lyons Arts and Humanities Commission. I forgot to write that down.
And
It is also my great pleasure to appoint Mr. Greg Lowell, who apparently skipped out of the room.
Oh, he's on this.
Is he on the Zoom? To the Ecology Advisory Board, thank you very much, Mr. Lowell, for continuing to contribute to the town. And Megan Cram to Planning and Community Development Commission.
She's in the audience.
I know, I saw her earlier. Can you raise your hand? Hi. Great. Okay, and now we will move on to audience business. If there's anybody online who wishes to address the Board of Trustees, you can raise your little hand or make yourself known otherwise, and Clerk Vasquez will keep track. All right, come on up. Please state your name and physical address for the record.
You'll have to push the button in the middle. Thank you.
Good evening, Mayor Rogan and trustees. Congratulations to our former mayor and trustees for a challenging time and a job well done. My appreciation, I've been in town, my wife and I have been in town full-time since October of 2020. I've had opportunity to work with town staff during that time, and they do an excellent job. I commend them. I have 3 items. I don't know what your time limit is, but I intend to keep within your time limit.
Would you do me a favor and state your name and address?
Okay, I signed in just in case you wanted to know.
Okay.
Gil Sparks, 2169 Apple Valley Road.
Thank you, Mr. Sparks. You have 4 minutes.
4 minutes, I won't take them, I promise. For those of you I haven't had an opportunity to meet, I am currently a member of the Arts and Humanities Commission, along with the Parks and Recreation Commission. In addition, I serve as vice chair of the Lions Community Foundation and vice chair of the Lions Library District Board. I have tried to get involved in this community and intend to do so. I've had the opportunity to sit through a number of your Zoom meetings leading up to tonight, and I have some observations and comments I'd like to suggest to you. First, I have found in sitting on your commissions that oftentimes, even though you have minutes and you have a trustee's report of what the various commissions do, there is still a disconnect. And I would be recommending to you that you come up with a plan of having periodic, say quarterly, meetings of the commission chairs, vice chairs with the board. So there is more of a connection in each commission knows what the other is doing and has an opportunity to work together with it. That's suggestion number 1. Secondly, now that we're moving into hybrid meetings, I would like to suggest that you revisit your policy on the participation of the individuals that are participating by Zoom. We have, those of us who participate by Zoom, we have not been able to see the other participants. And I have talked to town staff and I understand the rationale behind that. We've also not been able to participate in the chat room. I would suggest there's a methodology to allow that to happen. And I would be happy to work with town staff should the board decide to revisit the participation of those individuals on Zoom. So like us that are here tonight in person, they can see the other participants and they can make comments in the chat room, not necessarily to the board, but to the other members of the audience. I leave that for your consideration. The third thing, and I will play on former trustee Waugh's comments, is my history is I am a retired attorney from the state of Washington. Spent 33 years in that role. And a lot of that was in municipal law. So I have some background in this area. I would encourage you to convene a citizens committee to look at how you might best stagger the board terms so that the town is not faced with a majority of the board turning over at the same time. Should you choose to commission that effort, and I understand it's been done by prior trustees and decided to continue with the current But should you relook at it, and I encourage you to do so, I'd be happy to participate in that effort. So thank you for the time. I think I stayed within my time limit. And good luck to everything that you're going to be faced with. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Sparks. Clerk Vasquez, do we have anybody else signed up?
No, that was it.
Okay, not seeing any hands online. So we will move on to the consent agenda. Clerk Vasquez, will you read the consent agenda?
Yes, item 1 is resolution 2022-41, a resolution of the town of Lyons, Colorado Board of Trustees appointing town officers.
Thank you. Do we have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Would anybody like to pull the item from the consent agenda? All right, I'll call for the vote.
And the motion passes unanimously.
Thank you. All right, we have one item of general business, which is modifying the agenda, order, and manner of business of the Board of Trustees. And I'll ask Administrator Simonson to give us a little bit of background on that.
This is an item that every year or every term when a new board is seated, they have the opportunity to re-examine the order of business as they're taking it. And this board has expressed an interest in moving the trustee reports and staff reports to later in the agenda so that public hearings, ordinances, and general business can happen during a earlier hour of the evening. So there is a proposed resolution in front of you to change that order of business as well as add the land acknowledgement item to the agenda. So it is included in your packet as written. I believe there might be one amendment that is going to be suggested this evening.
Does anybody have any questions for Administrator Simonson? No? Great. Once we have a motion and a second, then we can entertain amendments. So do I have a motion to approve?
I motion to approve resolution 2022-42. A resolution of the town of Lyons, Colorado, modifying the agenda, order, and manner of business of the town of Lyons Board of Trustees meetings and repealing resolution 2020-74.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second. Are there any amendments?
I would like to make an amendment, and it's just in the order. I would recommend that we move general business to item number 11 and boards and commissions to number 10. And the reason I'm suggesting that is that oftentimes under general business, we might have multiple issues to discuss that can kind of sometimes get long. And if the boards and commissions can be before the general business, then they're able to go home. And not necessarily wait longer if necessary. My recommendation.
Do we have a motion to approve the amendment?
So I motion to approve the amendment.
Thank you. Do we have a second?
A second.
Actually,
Good. Sir,
Yeah.
am I in trouble already? Attorney Jim?
So trustee Farrell had the original motion. It was her motion to amend. So all she needed was a second.
Oh, got it.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
fine. It's fine.
All right. Is there any discussion on the amendment? No, then we'll have the vote.
and it passes unanimously.
Are there any additional amendments? Any additional discussion? Then we will vote on the resolution as amended.
And that passes unanimously.
Terrific. All the meetings are going to go exactly this way. You know it. May I please have a summary of action items? Administration, isn't it?
Sure. The only action item would be to make an amendment to the order of business. And then, of course, consideration of the public.
Excellent. Okay. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Excellent. Any discussion? No? All right. Here we
And it passes
go.
unanimously.
This meeting is adjourned.
I told you.
I've been doing this a few years.